Hello construction family, welcome to my video number 3. Let's keep going with our pricing class. So I will leave my data here on the other screen, so I will be looking at 2 of them, but I will also leave the PDF that we will be using, the one I just showed you on the last video. I will leave it here, so we will have all the information that we need. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is, let's leave both of them here in a way that we can actually see both of them. And I will leave this, okay, this PDF here, okay, and then this PDF here is something that I will be looking at while we are pricing this job. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to change the name of our sheet, because I don't like to leave it sheet 1, and let's call it construction, no, residential Melbourne, right? It's residential or budget, better, budget. Okay, let's leave it like budget, and then now the first thing that we want to show is the company name, right? So once you create your first template, then you will have it for you forever. If this is not the first one that you are doing, it's just one more option for you. So the company name is, if you already work for a company, you can put the company's name here. I will write my name. My name is Leandro Quirino. I will write that my company is Quirino. Okay. Then you also want to put here the company, actually not the company, but the address of your company, right? The address of your company, and also the address of the job. So then we will write here company address. Company address. Let's say I will write the company address. I don't have the company address. I will make it up. So this is my address, right? 1 Ray Court, Paran. I'll say, let's say 5 Ray Court, Paran. And then you just, it's 3181 Melbourne, Victoria. And then the job address, coincidentally, is 1 Ray Court, Paran. 3181 Melbourne, Victoria. So basically the job and the company address is exactly on the same street, same court, but different numbers. It can happen, not likely, but it can. Okay, so knowing this, now we will write the name of the project, right? Let's merge these cells and let's call it the project name, and the project name is residential Melbourne. Then let's leave it in bold and also use these thick outside borders. Okay, so our spreadsheet is taking form. Now, what I want you to write, the important things to show on your budgeting, in your Excel spreadsheet, is the cost code, which will, like, if you are working for a company, the company will probably have the cost codes. You just use theirs, right? If they don't, then you create yours. Then we need to write the description. When I say we, I mean you, right? The description of that code, and then the unit of measure, and then the quantity of that cost code, and then the unit price. You leave the unit here, in this case dollars, and then the total price in dollars as well. So the unit price, if you are working for a company, you will probably, let's leave it like this, you will probably have a pricing list, and if you do, you will just get the unit price, put it here, and then you will you do your calculations and get the total price. However, if they don't have a pricing list and you are doing quotations, then you need to call the suppliers and then send them the package and price each item. Okay, in this case we already have everything that we need to price, and let's assume that you code everybody and you have the prices. So I will show you how to price based on this idea. Okay, so the cost code of the first one is going to be 1. Let's use these cost codes here. Let's use 1, 2, 3, and 4 as the main codes. Okay, so the first cost code is going to be Earthworks. Unit of measure Earthworks is going to be cubic meters. The quantity we don't know yet. And then the important thing here, what do we have on Earthworks? What do we need to do? We need to do excavation, right? We need to excavate the floor. In this case, we have basement 2, so we will be doing the earthworks on this floor, on this soil, right? 1,200 square meters of soil. If we need to excavate, I don't know, 2 meters, 3 meters, then we will have the total volume of soil. So let's write it here. Earthworks, excavation. We will measure in cubic meter, and then the quantity was given. I should have written here the quantity of cubic meters of excavation. However, I didn't, so I will give it to you. It's going to be 4,000 cubic meters. So just to have an idea, if we do 4,000 over 120, so it's probably 3.33 meters of excavation. So now if we do 1,200 square meters times 3.3 meters, it's going to be, see, almost 4,000 cubic meters of soil that we need to excavate. Unit price. How do we calculate the unit price of excavation? If you call the suppliers who provide you with the machines that you need to hire, you will probably get the price per hour, right? So the person will provide you with the machine and the worker, and then there is a cost per hour involved. To change it from hours to cubic meter, what you need to do, based on other projects, you need to get the amount of hours that the worker and the machine worked there, and then you divide it by by the amount of cubic meters that they did, right? So in this case, I have already done that, and my number was $65 per cubic meter. This number will probably vary between 40 to, I don't know, 70, 75 maybe. It depends on each case and also on each time of the year. As you know, inflation has hit construction really hard. So prices have gone up, and the 65 here 2 years ago was probably $40 an hour, $40 per cubic meter. And in 2 years' time, this price will probably, who knows, right? Can be more, can be less. So $65 per cubic meter. Now what we want here, we want the product of these two numbers. And then this is the price that we will spend on excavation. $260,000 to excavate 4,000 cubic meters of soil. So here the quantity in this case will be easy. It's just 4,000. Unit price will be the same, and then this number will be exactly the same. So let's just copy and paste here. Good. So this item is simple. Okay, what we are going to do now, we will present this spreadsheet in two different forms. So what I want you to do, I want you to paint this as blue, and leave it in bold. Leave it in bold, exactly. Right? Now, I want you to get these lines, and I want you to come to data, and then I want you to, let's maximize this, data, group data. So then you group. So then you will be creating these bullets, which then we will be able to see the spreadsheet in two different ways. Okay, so cost code 1 is earthwork, and inside earthworks we have excavation, which is 1.1. Now let's price item 2. Item 1 was really simple, really easy. Item 2 is also not that hard, and it is reinforcement. As you know, reinforcement is measured in kilogram or tonnage, right? Most in the market, it's tonnage. Then the quantity we will calculate, unit price will change, total price we will see. So item 2.1 will be Rio, let's say reinforcement. I will be saying Rio because it's just the short term for reinforcement. If you are not used to that, reinforcement supply. If you are not used to that, we call it Rio. So Rio, if you work on site, or if you are already dealing with suppliers or construction workers, you will hear Rio supply, Rio install a lot. Okay. So reinforcement supply will be measured in tonnage. And then let's see how much Rio do we have. Then there is one important thing as well. We have reinforcement is our last column here. But then we need to describe each level here, because on each level, basement 2, on each level we are going to have a different amount of Rio, and then we will see why. Hardly ever we will have the same, and you probably know that the typical pavements, you will have the typical slabs, you will have pretty much the same tonnage, but then if it is a transition slab, you will have a really high tonnage of Rio. Let's get back to our job. So we were describing all the floors. So basement 2, and then basement 1, then ground floor, floor 1. So see what's happening here. Ground floor was divided in 2 pours, pour 1 and pour 2. It happens quite a lot on the construction sites. Level 2, level 3, level 4, and then level 5. I could have just done it differently, but anyway. 2.1.2, now let's do it this way. That's it. Now everything here is in tonnage, so in ton. Quantity. The quantity we will get here, so the estimator already wrote all the quantities for us, which makes our job easier. 35, 35, 12, and then everything else is 7. So 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay, remember that to get this tonnage here, you have 2 ways of doing this. First and foremost, you can send the drawings to the scheduler. If you have a scheduler in your company, then the scheduler will do this. If you don't, you will probably send it to an external scheduler, or you can do it yourself. You can go there on each drawing, and then you can count all the bars, and then you will get the length, and then you will change the length into tonnage. We are not going to do this here. However, if you want to learn, if you want to see how to do this, leave your comment below, and then I will prepare a class or tutorial to do that. Okay? Getting back to our job, what we want here is the unit price. Now, folks, you will see different prices in the market for Rio supply, and what I have seen so far is that you will probably find, if you are watching this video in May 2023, you will probably find it between $1,800 to $2,500 per ton. Right? It's really the range is really high, right? $700 of difference between them. But what I have worked, right? What I have negotiated and worked this year was $1,850 and also $2,000, right? So in order not to get a high cost, our job is to get the best price, and the best price will probably not always be the cheapest one. Sometimes the cheapest one is scary. So let's go for $1,850. And then here, what we want is the product. We want the product between these 2 cells. And then these 2 guys, they are money. Money. Okay. So then here we will write the total later. No, real supply. Real supply we can already finish. So here we can get the sum of all of them. So 150 is the total tonnage of our project. The unit price is 180. We can actually just copy and paste this guy here. And then the total will be the product between these 2 guys, which is $277,500, which is exactly, this price. Good. So now the first part of our job is done. However, imagine now you have the Rio on site. You bought the Rio. Now what do you need to do? You need to install the Rio. So item 2.2, item 2.2 will be reinforcement install in tonnage, and then let's describe everybody. So it's going to be 2.2.1, 2.2.2, and so forth, and so on and so forth, until 2.2.9. Then let's just copy and paste everybody here. Tonnage. And now the quantity will be the same. Remember, if you are buying 20 ton of reel, you need to install 20 ton of reel. Now the price to install, what you are going to see in the market nowadays, May 2023, is going to be something between 900 to, I'd say, 1200 probably, right? And there are really good companies who will do the job for 900 per ton. Okay, so let's get $900 per ton. So then we have more margin for the company, which is what we want. Now here, remember, the total price will be always the product between the unit price and the quantities. Now we will turn these two guys into money. Now the total here is going to be the sum of these two guys. Remember guys, really simple, there is nothing complicated here. Now here is going to be the product of these two guys. And then just, to double check, you can just select all of them, and then it's going to be $135,000, which is exactly the product between 900 and 150. To finish this, what we want here, we already know that the total will be 150 ton, and the total price will be the sum of real supply, comma, real install. So this is the total. Now we want the product between them two. So if we change this guy to money, so $412,500 needs to be the sum of these two guys, which is here $412,000 and $500. $412 and $500. $512,000 and $500. Now it's correct. Okay. Now here, let's leave it in blue, bold, and let's format this way. This guy, I want you to leave gray. Okay, gray. That's it. And this guy, I also want you to leave gray. Let's leave it in bold as well. Looks good. Okay. Now here, I think I have one extra column. Let's leave, that's all what we need. We only need until G. Good. Now what I want you to do, guys, I want you to hide. First and foremost, I want you to insert one cell here, and then I want you to hide all of these cells. You come to data, and then I want you to group. Oh, that's done. That's done. Now I want you to come to these cells and also group these cells. Now I want you to group everything inside reinforcement. So now then cost code, let's leave these two guys like this. Cost code, that's it. Residential Melbourne in bold. Then here we can leave everything in bold as well. So now we have already finished the Earthworks and Rio, and it is important to save the project, right? So save as, let's browse where we want to save. I want to save into documents, then I will just save it as residential, Melbourne. That's the job we are pricing, okay? So Excel workbook, residential Melbourne, save it, done. So these were like these two items, they were really simple to price, really easy. Now the next one, guys, will be, so item 1 and 2 is already done. The next one is concrete, and concrete is a little bit more complicated because we have way more information than these two items, okay? But now concrete we will see on the next video. I hope to see you there. I hope you liked this. Don't forget to leave your like and share it with your friends or anybody who you think that this video would help. See ya!